This is Christmas 2023, and here in Sweden we celebrate Christmas December 24, and that's what it is today. And then we celebrate less, but we celebrate we are free from work. But we get paid in Sweden even if we are not in our job. And I don't work. I'm retired of age. I have been retired because of my disability, not in the brain, in the intellectual, but in the motoric, the motor to move around. And I could work, but I was not allowed to work. And they signed me out from the working to search for work. I signed me in, and then I found out that they have signed me out immediately after I have signed me in. So when I come back from United States, I was thinking, now I can get a great job because I can speak English. And then I have been working in United States, not for a long time in United States because they didn't want me to work for a longer time, because then the law was saying that they needed to give me an insurance. So they didn't fire me, but they let me go after, I think it was 3 months, and then because longer working there in those places, I needed to have insurance. So that's how it was working in the United States. They like me, they love me as worker in United States, but they look at the money. And I tried to work here in Sweden also when I come back from United States, but they didn't want me. I was frustrated about it, but today I know it was not God's will. He didn't want me to focus on ordinary work for men. He wanted me to work for him. God wanted that. And I accept it. It's Christmas 2023 today, and I sit by myself. I have eating very good food, extra special food that cost a little more than normally. I eat two sorts of salmon, the fish salmon, and I bought the fish as it was natural, the fish, and then I did it on my own, how it should taste, because that was cheaper to do it that way. And I did some traditional dishes for me, Christmas dishes. And I was thinking that I can celebrate Christmas as a traditional for with food, but not doing Jesus things, as I don't believe in Jesus as God. And I hear it now very clearly that they are saying that today, that Jesus, the little baby, that was God that coming down. So I don't celebrate that because that's not true. Especially when I was to Bethlehem. I was in Bethlehem in Palestine, and I asked there if it was true that Jesus was born 24 or 25 December, and they told me that it can be snow in Bethlehem, so it's too cold for the sheep to be outside. So that can't be true that the herd, the shepherd was walking around with their sheep, because the sheep, like I told you last time, and that I understood that the sheep needed to be inside because that was warm for people, because they most of the time they live together with people who was living with their livestock inside the houses because it was too cold, so they needed to have the heat from the body of their sheep, their cow, if they have cows, oxen, and goats, and those livestock. They needed to have them there inside the home. It was more likely that it was not about the sheep to be warm, but for people to be warm inside their house. And so that was one of the questions, if Jesus was born in this time. And then is it that when Jesus died on the cross, then it should be that we didn't have any God here on earth. God have died, and died for 3 days before he coming back and was with the disciple, and then he left again, and then they wait for him to come back as Messiah. And in that time, Jesus was on the cross and died, and then they pick him down, and then they put him in the grave because it was Sabbath, and they couldn't handle dead bodies in Sabbath, so they have to do it very quick to put him in the grave. And then he wasn't there when Mary came in the morning, and in that time when he was dead, we should not have any God, and that should be like we had an open wound where everything could come into the open wound and destroy us. And God have never left us it says God have never left. And so God couldn't have left when Jesus died, where there were no protection then. And so I don't celebrate Christmas because of Jesus was not born this day. I celebrate Christmas because it's a tradition, and it's nice to have all this candlelight when it is most dark. It have changed now to go into the light now again. But just now is it very dark. It's almost dark where I live, because up in the north of Sweden there is no sun. There is no sun coming up. It is dark the whole time. It's not total dark, but it is. You can't say if it's a day or if it's night if you don't look at the watch, looking what time it is. It's not. It doesn't tell you in the nature where you are, if it's day or night. But here I live in the very south of Sweden. Here we have a difference between day and night, but it have been yesterday was it blue sky outside, and then in that we had about 8 o'clock in the morning, that's the light coming, and it started to be light inside the home. I close the light in my home about 8:30 in the morning, but then it's dark, so I need to have the light on if I should do something. But at 8:30 I sit and watch the news, morning news, and then I take my medicine in that time. So after it's always something nice program to watch after the news. Just now we sit about ambulance, where they pick up people that been in accidents, and we see what's wrong with them and if they come through or if they die. It's interesting because I have been nurse, so I know a little what they're talking about, and then it's like a healing for my brain to watch this, as I have been in the ambulance many times. This year I have been in ambulance at least 4 times. I don't know for sure, but at least 4 times I have been in ambulance to the hospital. So it's interesting for me to see that it's not only me that go with the ambulance that have are in pain and these things, and I'm close to die. I go with the ambulance because of sepsis, and it's sometimes about sepsis. So it be like a healing, psychological healing for me to watch this. And and then after those it's a one program, 1 hour, so it's close to 10 o'clock in the morning. And I turn off the television, and I have Spotify, the music program. I buy it, I rent it because I love music and all kind of music. I don't like experimental music. That I don't like. That is not music for me. And I don't like where they are talking rap music like that. That is not real music for me. But I can listen to hip-hop. That is the closest to rap I can listen at. And I love music. Not all music, but all music from the 40s, when they started to make recordings, and not till today, the new music they do today. And so I have very strange music in that way, that I have all years. And it is not that I was born in the 40s. I am not born in the 40s, but I love this Second World War. Vera Lynn, Dame Lynn, her songs, some Glenn Miller music, and those that was in the Second World War. And I love music from Ireland and from Wales. I love those old music, folk music. So I can listen to most of it. And then I don't like opera. That is not for me. But I like operette. But that is not all. It's only some few that I like. I like pan flute music. So I have that on most of the day, and I place it. I have the app on my big new television, and I listen there. And so I have not done it so much today. It's evening now. It's 22:26, it says on this surf tablet I recording on. And I don't have music on. In this time I mostly sit and look at the internet, and I don't have so loudly music on, and it's like I slow down. I take a little time where I relax before I go to bed. And but today it was this weather where it was cloudy, and it was rain. Sometimes it was rain. We don't have any snow here. Not now, this year, today. sometimes we have snow, but not. We have had 1-2 days with snow, and the real winter here in the south of Sweden, the real winter is in February, March. So this should not be so much snow anyway. So I get a Christmas card from my daughter, and then she was sending flowers that she do every Christmas. And she don't understand how lonely I am. She don't care for me. She is always with her father because he have that house. I drew this car, how it should look like. I don't build the house, but I make the drawing how it should look like. And it's a 3-floor house. It's a big house. So I understand her in that way, that she feel more free to be in that house. And then her father have a car, but that should not change it, because I have free taxi, so we can take a taxi and travel wherever we want to travel, and I can walk if I can hold her in her arm, then I can walk. I don't need to drive the scooter. I can walk. But it's much about money that she... it's not her, but she is... Unfortunately, she is someone that listens at other people. So she listens at what is not her father that told her, telling her, it's her brother, the evil brother. And he telling her that I am very poor. And I'm thankful for the money you are supporting me with, because that's one tool for me to make her understand that her brother is not telling her the truth. But I think I don't need to really tell her where the money is coming from. But I have said that I get support in my podcast. So I get some money from the podcast, I say to her. So she don't know the podcast, how popular the this podcast are. And I don't know either, because it's branches. I have 3 podcast places where I place the recordings, but then it's going like a network. Like I have never placed my podcast on Spotify. I have placed it on Amazon, and I don't remember the other music place where you can buy products also on Apple. Yeah, Apple. And and they have branches. They have many radio stations that they sending things to. And I don't have the music, but I am hoping that one day it's coming someone talking to me and that they want to make a documentary about my life, something like that, or do an interview with me about my traveling. If they listen, of course, those directors, they don't listen, but they have people that working for them or volunteers that listen and can tell that this is something you should make a documentary or make an interview with, like that. So I wait for that to come through. But in everything, it doesn't matter for me, because I do the work for God, and I can't force anything to be. It must have. It's someone coming, breaking through now. That's why it's start to be hard to talk. But it is, like we say, it live by itself. The podcast, it's live by itself. I can't do so much more than recording, and then I get help, support money to buy these platforms, these 3 main platforms I have. And then it need to live its own life and going out in different branches, what it can find its way. I can't do so much about it, because nowadays it's hard, because my brain can't work with it. For over 10 years ago, I was on my way to set up a radio station, and I was working with it to learn what to do. But I saw it was too much money in that time for me to build it, because you need to have license to send out music. So it was not. I could build it, but I couldn't pay the bills. And today I can't build it like that, because my brain don't understand how to put together things like it did before. But podcast is an easy way, but I can't follow it. I am sure that there is places I can place it on my own, place it. But as my brain is not like that. I need to let it go. I need to have its own life, like I say. Someone touched me now. I don't know what it is, because I had no ideas when I started this recording. It's a name coming to me, It's a female name, Marianne. And it's because of this that is Christmas things. And it's someone saying that people have passed away in Christmas, and it's coming forward. If you have someone you know that passed away, deceased in Christmas time, it's about that someone is coming, and it is a spirit that have many spirits with it, and it's best for me to say, you that celebrate Christmas, to tell you that I hope you will have a nice Merry Christmas. Have a nice holiday. And now it's very hard to talk. That's why I say that to you, because this spirit is taking over my body now. It's like radio station person going to place out some names. He is saying, or she is saying, and is someone that have a name. I suppose it's a name I don't understand and can't pronounce, because it's not English name or a Swedish name. It is a Lolo, it says, or else it's a full name, a Lolo, it says. Showing is a dog that coming. Lolo was a dog, or is belonged to a person. That dog, the person's name is Lolo. It's very cold where this person are. Not where living today, but have lived in a very cold weather landscape. Alicia, that normally is Polish name. Stephen, or Steve. It's someone. I see a hat on that person that wants to wish you a Merry Christmas. That is like a hat, a caps, not a real hat. Those flat caps on his head. Often in black, dark grey clothes. It's funny, this what they are doing. He take this hat in his hand, and then he turn it up to his head in the air and say, He's saying, he know you know who is that want to tell you all those people that is coming through. They want to tell you they have a very nice life. They are in heaven and have the best time ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming someone on a horse. He's stopped the horse in front of me. And it's also this waving, but I think he have a flag, holding a flag, sitting on a horse. And it's a red, yellow flag. This gleaming of gold flag with deep red in it. He have suffering in war, he say, and belong to you. And Olaus is saying, Olaus. Now it's very hard words to say for me. But he say that, Olaus. It can be a place, a country, like a ground, but it can also be a name. And he say that it is this spirit that have taken these people with him from heaven. He say that it's some people that he know that have hard with Christmas, he say. And he's here because he's thinking about you, and he don't want you to make a suicide in this beautiful time of the year, he say. And he hold out his hand, one hand, over you that have problem this Christmas, to not make you do a suicide. He say that you should wash yourself in this spirit, like golden flakes coming down like rain over you. And even if you don't see it, you should wash yourself, especially your head and face, with this golden like small stars that falling on you, that make a spirit cleaning for you. Even if you don't see it, you should do it anyway, because there is a golden stars in the spirit, and in this most of the time we don't see the spirit. Not I don't see the spirit world all the time. It can sometimes be there with me, but I don't see it. So you should not like you don't do it because you don't see it. I tell you, there is a falling stars reign over you, and you should clean yourself with it. So I thank you for coming with these people, and those that listen at me, that is follower of this podcast, they understand. They maybe not understand it just today, but it will come into your brain one day. So I say once again, a Merry Christmas. Navidad. Guten Weihnacht. And a good Noel and all what you celebrate in this time. And maybe a birth that will come. One of you that is follower of me, you have a baby coming in this time. A baby that will give you very much joy. It's a long waiting for that child, but it come in that time where it should be born. Not what you want it to be born, but what God wanted to be born. Because it's a miracle baby, the Spirit are saying, and it will give you so much joy. And this is the right time for it to be born. So thank you for listening, and God bless you.